just to get the picture of where we are in this reading from the Gospel of Matthew, to kind of also go back a little bit for what's been going on in the Gospel the last couple of weeks at Mass. Jesus has just fed thousands and thousands of people with just a couple of loaves of bread. It's a miracle. Everyone is just astounded by it. They are amazed. They've lived through this great miracle. Jesus tells his disciples to get into a boat and go to the other side, and he'll meet them over there as he dismisses the crowds and tells them to go. The people in the boat, when it gets late at night and they're trying to cross the lake, it really gets really bad out. And they're struggling. And all of a sudden they see something on the water and they yell out, "It's a ghost!" Jesus says, "No, don't be terrified. Don't be scared. Don't be worried. It's I. It's me. Do not be afraid." So Peter, the man with all that great faith, says, "Lord, if that's you, just tell me to come out and I'll join you on the water." And Jesus just says that simple command, "Come." Peter gets out of the boat. He starts walking on the water. He starts walking on the water towards Jesus. Once again, he's amazed. He's witnessing, he's living out this great miracle. But once again, the miracle has a short life. He starts to feel the waves, feel the wind. Maybe there's rain. He feels the storm. And he gets scared. And he looks down. He takes his eyes off Jesus and looks down. And then he starts to sink. He says, "Lord, help me!" Jesus grabs him and says, "Oh, you of little faith." It's amazing. We see so many different miracles in our own lives. We see miracles and we hear this miracle of the gospel. But yet our faith is always tested. Here we are with Peter. We look in today's world and we see the storms. We see the waves, the wind that Peter might have seen. They're in our lives. They're in the headlines. The coronavirus, the lockdown, the unemployment. Is there going to be school? Is there not going to be school? Then there's the election, Trump versus Biden. We feel the winds. We see the storm. We see those huge storm clouds. We can get very scared, isolate, stop looking for Christ. Or maybe that's all we're doing is yelling out, "Jesus, save me, Jesus, save me." But really, the great message here is focus on Jesus, not the storm. Focus on Jesus, not the storm. There's many different storm clouds out there, and those were just the ones in the headlines. I'm sure you have storms in your own daily lives, things that you're struggling with in your own household or in your own workplace, in your own neighborhood. Focus on Jesus, not the storm. See, when Peter was watching Jesus, when Peter kept his eyes on Jesus, he was able to walk on water. He was able to do a miraculous thing, a miracle. Walking on water. you ever seen those kids try to do that in a swimming pool or in a lake or whatever? Look, I'm trying to walk on water. But when Peter kept his eyes on Jesus, he focused on Jesus, he was able to do it. There's many storms out there that all of us have to deal with in one way or the other. But when we focus in on Jesus, we can get through those storms. Jesus can help us walk through that storm without any fear in our hearts, without any trouble. When we focus on Jesus, not the storms. Now, that doesn't mean that we totally not look at the world, because we still have to navigate in the world. But we focus in on Jesus all the way through the day. Not just in morning prayer, not just right before I go to bed, when I say my prayers before I go to bed. The whole day, keeping our eyes on Jesus. Focus on Jesus, not the storm. We'll hear him say to us, come out. Come out. And here's the most difficult part, is that Jesus invites us to come out of the boat ourselves, to come out of our comfort zones, where we are, that comfortable place. And really, isn't that been kind of the theme of this year? Getting out of our comfort zones, being uncomfortable. Getting out of the boat, a place of safety, a place that I'm with my friends, I'm okay. Jesus tells Peter to come out. Peter gets out and is amazed. So when we listen to Jesus, we properly discern and understand his voice and listen to his voice, follow his voice. It's a miracle what we can do. Whatever that might be that Jesus is inviting you personally to do today, every day. But when we focus in on Jesus, we'll hear his voice, we'll know it. When we focus in on Jesus, we will understand what he's asking us to do, and we will do it. When we focus in on Jesus, we can change the world. The small little thing here and there. When we focus in on Jesus and not the storms. The storms come and go throughout our lives, throughout history. But Jesus is constant, always there. When we focus on Jesus and not the storms, miraculous things can happen.